Well, hey, Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. In this episode, we're jumping to something crazy here. So we've got the HRUDUDU, pardon my language. That's this option part set for the Metal Robot Spirits Hazel custom and option part set. So it's like an option part set for the Hazel custom and option part set. Okay, I'm getting complicated here. But before we get started, if you haven't, please subscribe, and as you watch the video and think it's pretty cool, give it a like, and check the links in the description for the Discord, Patreon, supporter stuff. Really cool stuff going on, but yeah, let's get started. All right, and a quick look at what we've got here before I kind of take it apart. So this is with one of the many different options that you can do to your Metal Robot Spirits Hazel. So it comes with like what is the fighter, and there's actually two of them, and some other little connector parts. But then you can kind of go to town with that and really just kind of modify it however you want. That's what kind of makes this interesting. There's not as much transformation as it is like connecting things together, right? And there's like 5 to 6, I think, literal options that are mobile suits within the Advanced of Zeta universe. But you can also do whatever you want to. That's kind of what makes this interesting. So yeah, let's take it apart. All right, and so there's a lot here, and I think it could get boring if I get too specific. Let me show you. So you've got this sort of contraption here, and actually let me grab another part of it. Again, multiple ways to connect this. And so basically here you have some sort of ship thingy. Again, you can sort of change it around however you want with how it connects. There's multiple ways you can go about connecting it. Where it connects on this. If I could take this off. This piece here, I don't know if I'll get it on the first try. There's this little spot in here. All right, and something that I haven't been able to figure out too well is how to get this out easily. This is tucked into here for a lot of the different configurations, but it's also what connects on the backpack, so you can kind of do the different things that way. So, yeah, you've got these multiple jets, and they're actually the same thing. Oh my gosh, really, this is like a whole lot, and I think I'm going to jump into the manual here in a second, kind of help set the scope here. But because you get two of these, you've got these two wings where these guns. There's so much to this. Where these guns are. Even this is replaceable to put these smaller pieces on. Right here, I'm guessing these are magazines, or the look of the articulation of it opening up where you attach a gun. I'm trying to think canonically what it's trying to do. And then something else we'll see here is, and I think it came with the Metal Robot Spirits anyway, it's the two of those shoulder thingies that can pop out and pop forward, because there's these other random panels, painted panels, that either randomly attach to spots on these little flight units, or you actually stick it on here, because this is actually another piece that attaches onto the flight unit, and you take off the chest piece that's there to actually put this on, so that you can then connect this on in whatever way it's supposed to. I guess, yeah, there's a circle in there, so it can connect into there. Do its thing. I think that's the wrong side, though. But anyway, to kind of get an idea of how kind of crazy this is with the different options to build it. But I think that's it for now. So what I really want to do is, yeah, let's go through the manual just so we can get an idea of what's actually going on here. So we're getting the first page is actually showing that gun I was talking about and the flight contraption core or whatever. And then the wings you put on. The wings are either like thrusters or they're for the gun attachment. And then I guess there's a look at what one of the fighters look like, the ship. And that's what's cool, is that it comes with a stand to use. Not only does the Metal Robot Spirits Hazel have one, but then you get one also if you want to put a ship on display, while having the other ship parts used to put on the Hazel. I think that's a cool way to go about it, because it's almost like you're getting more than just some sort of option part set. The G parts are really another craft. And I'm a fan of the fighters and stuff, and we don't get them a lot. So it's really cool to see it here. Yeah, we see that part I was showing, and then up here it's kind of showing different configurations for both what looks like a cockpit that has these two extended pieces that can plug in, and then the wings, and they're interchangeable. And you can see where you can flop them, you can flip them around, add different other connector pieces to hold things into place. And what we're actually seeing here is, we went through step one of kind of building the ship for building what is then the flight units combined on the stand itself. So this is a way where you can put it into a configuration that is not on the Hazel and that it uses its own stand. Pretty cool. Then we're getting to where it's showing, hey, you can use the different heads it comes with. Now it comes with that other head that we see with the Hazel units, and what's cool about it is it comes with two different ones where it looks like the visor is like opened or closed. The gun it has like that giant beam rifle. You can pull it apart, put in the regular beam rifle. But what's also interesting about that is then there's this other little plastic piece that you just have to then take off and be careful with. That's just another thing to lose. So yeah, here's an example then of, and I'll show some in a bit when I build them. But yeah, the different variations, which they all have specific names to them canonically. Yeah, again, showing how far in you go with this. I'm telling you, that's why this thing seems like it's a Gunpla, but an action figure. I mean, you have to take out those parts, put in the new ones, completely redo the chest, the pieces that go on the front, and then, yeah, what to do with the flight unit. And then here's another option with the flight unit on the back in that way, holding a gun. The stand comes with two additional pieces to hold up weight distribution, basically. So that's done very well. All right, and then just showing some other, there's like a piece you can put in to kind of help the weight hold this up, which is very done nicely. That's something that's a cool, really cool option if you want to be able to stand a figure in a certain position that sometimes those option parts, especially binders and stuff, can be weighted. But you can remove that so you can then have it move down if you want. Glad they have that there. Oh yeah, here is showing where it's like opening up and you can yeah, attach a gun. Multiple places, mind you, there's multiple configurations for that. And then here is looking at how to put together, and again, it has a name at the top. There probably is a name for that canonically, and I think I even looked it up, forgot what it was, but regardless, it's like you could put both of the flight systems together. And in the picture I saw on the Gundam wiki, it was different colors. It was the darker Titan colors instead of the test colors. And the shield configuration was a bit different, but I was able to, yeah, this is pretty close to it. This is what I showed at the beginning. That was pretty interesting. And I mean, look, I was even confused trying to go through the instructions with everyone, but it's something you just have to have your hands on to mess with as you're going through it. You know, something else to reproduce some of the other looks of the Hazels is you can take off the backpack, stick this on, yeah, and obviously take out the connector pieces, but you can have it where there's a shield on either side. You can put that on the back there. So let's look at a few things here. Okay, so this is an interesting little thing here. We've got, if I take this off, yeah, take that off. It looks like all this is a, I think, parts forming piece, I think that's what they call it, where there's not really a real transformation to it. You just have to take off the piece and add it on. So that's that you see here. And what you would also do is then you have this unit here, and you can see where there's some connector pieces here that are down here. You could put it this side, and that looks pretty cool, depending on what you're trying to do. You could even flip it around, put it on this side. All right, and you'll have different ways of, and we'll show in a second, connecting onto the unit itself, connecting the other flight piece on here. And then, yeah, even on here, you can turn these around. So there's a lot of crazy different options, like I said. And something I like to do is I just take one of these and I put the flight on both of them. And to me, that seems like the way to go in terms of, obviously, you can do it however you want. But for me, it seems to make the most sense, you know, to have like the flight unit on here. Let's see, how would I further, so I could just, yeah, move these down like this. So, you know, that looks pretty sick. Having that additional little flight, yeah, because you can move the backpack down, adjust this however you would want. A lot of cool, I mean, look at that. I mean, that looks great. I don't even care for this. I might even take this off for my final look. Another part of that is to make the feet bigger. So, yeah, we can put that on. You're really supposed to take it apart, but I've been able to just slide it in with no problem. And it looks like there's a little connector down there that it connects into. So that's that one. All right, that's that one. So now we have the bigger feet going on, which gives it that cool, interesting look that is, we see with a lot of the Hazels or even the later Xeon suits, where they kind of have the high heels look going on. Okay, so, a couple things you may know of with the original version of the metal robot spirits without the G parts is, it's got the cool arm claw thing that you can connect to this. So you can do that look if you want to, change the head if you want to. But what also is the cool thing to do with that is connecting this bad boy. So let me take off this bottom part. There's a connector piece that you have to put in here. This is that same area we saw on the other one where you could just pull it out, throw it onto the backpack to plug it in. This, it has a plug for the front here. So, oh yeah. So that's another thing, choosing how you want to plug it in. There's this gun here, right? You'll see a connector piece down here, another connector piece at the top. So you can kind of choose, can you do it on this one? Maybe not. You can, plug it in here. There's this other side back here. So I think you could plug it in here. And then there's this little beam that sticks out that, you can plug it in. It works right there. And speaking of beam, all right, here is the beam saber blade that came with the robot spirits. So the front here does not have, does not have a connector spot. It's just kind of that red spot on there. Now, what's interesting here is when you open this up, there's a spot where I guess you can have the gun connect, but that seems to have a connector piece in there, and that fits in. I don't know too much canonically about the functionality of the Advance of Zeta technology, about what this does. Is this to be used as an option for a beam saber? We're going to have just beam sticking out. Or is that to shoot from? And then you can hook up the gun to probably make it more powerful. Okay, and so, taking this thing, again, this is going to plug in here, so I'm trying to think of how I would do it. The gun would be pointing this way. All right, so we have it like this. That connector piece is added in. Plug it in. To get an idea, then here is the beefy boy that you're going to be playing with. Here is kind of the size you're going to get out of this. Let me, do I need to adjust my camera? I don't know. I think what makes this unwieldy is just the giant gun, but luckily the stand comes with the contraption to hold it in place, so nothing to really complain about there. But no, this is just, holding it here. This is a way to kind of get a good idea of the action figure you're going to be swooshing around with, fighting bad guys in your office while you're supposed to be working. I dig it. The other thing I wanted to show is a cool little function here with the neat rifle that it comes with. One little thing I'm going to add that this is scary. There's this little random piece down here that you can pull. Oh, another little connector spot too. That you can just take it out and then turn it like this. And I guess that's design-wise part of the functionality of this Hazel. But that's just something that's just easy to lose. In fact, I saw one laying on the floor here yesterday, and I'm like, did I already drop it? But the other part of this too is when you want to use the functionality of this, you do have to take out this piece here. It's kind of annoying. You also have to take out the back here, which comes out pretty easily. Then this plugs in. Let's see if I can get this right. Here, part like that. Okay, and then look at that giant space gun that it's got now. And then again, I'm thinking this unit here that's plugged in is to really give the power it wants, the power output it needs for this type of gun here. So you can either have it plugged in there or use it by hand. So that's interesting way to go about it, because if you could just have it plugged in here, why wouldn't you have your hands free for some other, dual wield these guns and have the guns in there. Okay, and as I'm kind of building this to the look I kind of want, just wanted to show off how there's this piece here. So what would I do here? I could still plug this in back here, couldn't I? I'll probably still will, because that will look cool. So that's just some more jets or, thrusters that it has to give it a cool look like that. I want them symmetrical in some way. Okay, I love how that's looking. Obviously, this is getting heavy. I'm going to need to put it on a stand. Yeah, that piece I was just showing you, how it works is... Okay, actually, yeah, this plugs in here. So that's kind of what it looks like. And I guess I could even put this back under here. And you know, it's interesting. This is an additional cockpit piece. This is put on this part of the flight unit. Does that mean it is the cockpit? Because from what I read is in this HRUDUDU flight unit, you can actually, it can be automatically piloted, or someone can sit in it and pilot it. So I'm wondering if that piece is actually the cockpit. All right, so I'm going to put these pieces back on just because I like that look. And then, you know, I could, you know, change the head around. Man, that thing is becoming floppy. The head, it's pretty cool. You know, it comes with this style head. You can actually pop that off, and here's a non-V-fin, normal Gundam looking head. Is it the same thing? No, less detail around the eyes on this one. I don't know if that shows up in there. Is it even possible? Yeah. Maybe on the left you could see that there's less detail on the green. The right side has kind of like the black around it, so less detail, but that's just because you're going to have this on anyway. So yeah, have this on, pop it on here. I will complain about putting the heads on, because you can push down for a while and it just does not do anything. It's like you have to really get it in there. Let's see. All right, I had to push that on off camera. That's how serious that became. Oh, look, and this is popping off. All right, and here you go. Here's kind of a style that I like that I went with, where it's dual wielding some pistols. It's dual wielding these mega guns. That's part of its flight unit connected to its waist, and then it's got this flight unit on the back that is also really sick. Yeah, just an overall awesome addition to an awesome figure in the first place. Well, all right, and there you have it. That is the HRUDUDU Metal Robot Spirits option parts set for the Metal Robot Spirits Hazel Custom. Look, the Hazel Custom is an awesome figure, and this HRUDUDU G parts set is awesome as well. It's incredible that we're getting these designs in this form. You know, if you're someone that really likes Advanced Zeta, this is a no-brainer. Even if, let's say you're more into Gunpla, but not really Robot Spirits, there's so much like value, play value, functionality you get out of this. It's like 2 ships, comes with another stand. You can use the instructions and look at the 6 different ways that you can set it up based canonically on mobile suits and equipment in the Advances of Zeta storyline, or you can kind of do your own thing, kind of make your own look. Anyway, let me know what you think. You know, I think for the price, this is cool. It's just super complicated. Might not be for everyone, but it's very cool. Let me know if you've tried it out. And if you haven't, check the links in the description. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video too, that helps out. But the Discord is always a lot of fun to chat in there. And then also check out the membership perks, both on Patreon, YouTube. It's the same thing, but you can choose where you want to throw your support. But you get exclusive podcasts, movie night, behind the scenes, other stuff like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll talk later.